Oh my god. Yes, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Carla. I can't believe it's been 3 years since I last said that line. Hi, if you're new here, again, my name is Carla. So today we're going to recreate the ballerina skirt that I did 3 years ago. Can you believe it? It's crazy. So we're gonna be doing it with the digital pattern that I created for you guys. I know it took 3 years, but hey, all that matters is I'm here, I am back, stronger than ever, I hope. Okay, anyway, so we're gonna recreate it, except I am out of this fabric and I can't find it anywhere anymore. However, I do have this, it's also satin, and it has that like crinkle texture to it. It's pretty gorgeous. It should work just as fine. Pretty excited, also nervous at the same time, of course. Mostly excited. So yeah, let's begin. So for this project, we're going to be needing 100% polyester thread and 2 yards of that satin or similar fabric. I begin by printing out only the first page of the pattern document, making sure that the paper size is set to A4 and that it is scaled to 100%. As soon as I'm done printing out the first page, I then go ahead and measure the box, make sure it is 2 inches by 2 inches using a metal ruler for accuracy. And it looks like this one's perfect, so I went ahead and printed out the rest. So the pattern document should come with border lines that you guys can either fold or cut. In my case, I like to cut them up, which is a guide that I use when lining up the pieces before I take them up. And once you're done, your pattern scheme should look just like this. And now you're ready to cut the size that you want. Alright, moving on. So let's go ahead and fold our fabric lengthwise with right sides together. Place our patterns like so and begin cutting. So for the skirt, very important. We are cutting it on fold, however, we are going to be cutting only the front side of the skirt opening. As for the center back fold, all you really have to do is transfer the notch. For the waistband, we're really only cutting the whole thing out and transferring that center back notch. Once you're done cutting, you can go ahead and open up your skirt so we can start sewing. Let's go ahead and start tackling the front opening part of the skirt. First, let's go ahead and fold it towards the wrong side of the fabric, about 1/4 inch, and stitch right on the edge. Once you're done, it should look something like this. So if you haven't figured it out already, yes, we are indeed doing a baby hem. So we're gonna go ahead and cut out all the excess fabric, get as close as you possibly can to the stitch without cutting the stitch itself. So once you're done, it should look something like this. And then we're gonna go ahead and fold it over one more time towards the wrong side of the fabric. And then we're gonna sew over right on top of that previous stitch that we just did. Now we're just going to repeat the same exact process to the other front opening of the skirt. So we're basically going to be repeating the same exact steps, but this time we're going to do it to the entire bottom hem of the skirt. Once we're done, we're going to be putting the skirt panel to the side and start working on the waistband. With the right sides together, we're going to go ahead and line up the 2 waistband pieces and sew 1/2 inch from the center back edge. And then we press. Now we can start attaching the waistband to the skirt, starting by pinning them right sides together, lining up the center back seam of the waistband to the center back notch of the skirt. And then we just pin away. And once we're ready, we can go ahead and stitch the two together 1/2 inch from the edge. And voila, this is what she looks like in the front. And we press again. Oh my gosh, we are almost there. I know, exciting. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold the waistband right sides together, lengthwise, like so. And as you can see, I'm placing my first pin right at the edge of the previous stitch that I did, because we are going to be sewing starting from that point. And again, to make life easier, we're going to pin the hell out of this waistband all around to the edge of the tail. And then we're going to sew right at the tip of the previous stitch and around the tail of the waistband. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and clip that excess fabric for a pointier edge. And so the flipping begins. Dun dun dun. And then we press that baby nice and crisp. Chef's kiss. And finally, last but not least, we're gonna finish this waistband by first folding it over 1/2 inch at the center back seam, and then folding it over one more time. It should be about 1 inch to where the new fold line is sitting about a hair below the seam line. What we're practically doing here is sandwiching all that seam allowance in the waistband for a much cleaner interior. And then we're gonna do the same exact thing to the rest of the remaining raw edges. Now we're ready to stitch in the ditch. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of a trick here. We're gonna be sewing an invisible line since we're gonna be sewing right in the middle of that seam. So our stitch is gonna get hidden, at least in the front. It's gonna be a bit of a challenge, but I swear it's worth it. And honestly, take your time. You see how slow I'm actually sewing right now? Yep. Don't worry, we don't judge here. And that, my friends, is the reason why I said that we make sure that the fold line is sitting right past the seam line. So as we're sewing, we're actually catching the back part of the waistband. Ha! Cool, right? And look, isn't it amazing? It's immaculate. Oof! And as you can see, I am also removing the pins one at a time from underneath as I'm sewing. And also kind of feeling and making sure that I am catching that waistband from underneath. I just really love how clean it looks. And we are done. Woo! Holla! I mean, look at her. She looks so good. Okay, let's go put her on.